Welcome to Mui Ne. Hi, I'm Stu. I'm a backpacker from England travelling around Southeast Asia, and I am now in the seaside town of Mui Ne. I got here about half an hour ago, and my plans at the time was to stay here just for one night and then get out of here and go to the mountains. Didn't work. Unfortunately, when I left the island of Fuki this morning, everything went wrong, and the plan was to be here for about midday, hire a bike, get out and do stuff. But it's now coming up to 3 o'clock and I'm late. So I've extended for another night. I'm here for 2 days and I'm going to try and do as much as I can. But I thought I'd take you along first and show you what this town is like. So the plan was to leave the island this morning at 7 o'clock. Unfortunately, it was a mix-up with tickets and I didn't leave till 8:30. By the time I got to the mainland, there was another mix-up with buses and I sort of slept in on one of them. Oops. And then I didn't get here till, as I said, about half an hour ago. But because I am not planning anything as I go, that's why I'm staying here for another 2. Now, if you have been following me, you'll know that I've been going off the beaten track, and for the last 2 weeks I've hardly seen any Westerners. I've been to places where backpackers don't usually go to. However, in the last half hour I spoke to more Westerners than I have in the last 2 weeks, which is crazy. But this place is a touristy place. Now the beach is just over there and I'm going to try and get down. In fact, I'm going to have a walk down this way. The ferry I got this morning was a 3-hour journey that cost 350,000 dong, which was cheaper than going across, and then the bus coming here was 20,000 dong. I made the mistake of falling asleep, which is why I missed my stop. I ended up further on down that way, which is why I was late getting here, because it was about a half-hour walk to get here in the heat, and it's roughly about 33-34 degrees, which is probably why I'm sweating. Now, this town is famous for 2 things, and that's the ferry stream and the sand dunes, both of which you can do tours, but I will be hiring a bike tomorrow to see both of them. After 2 weeks of no Western food, Vietnamese food only, noodles, rice, Vietnamese coffee, I have come back to, I wouldn't say normality, but this place is just full of burger places and so many tourists. So I've just come out to get an initial feel for the place, see what it's like. And one thing I've noticed around here is, although you've got the Vietnamese languages going around and English, it's a lot of Russian. A lot of Russian. So I don't know if there's a lot of Russians that do come here. I'm just crossing the road just to show you, just on that sign there. That is Russian, isn't it? So because this is a tourist place, you've got the usual bars, restaurants, tour guides. I've been stopped a few times already asking if I want to hire a bike, if I want to go here, if I want to go there, which I'm not being used to for the last 2 weeks. And all the way along here is just resort after resort after resort, so there is a big tourist market here. Now the hostel I'm staying in, just further on down there, oh, it's a German bar. Yeah, it's touristy. The hostel I'm staying in is 135,000 dong a night. It's an 8-man dorm. I don't know why I did that because that's 4. It's an 8-man dorm. The actual hostel itself is in a little complex of, I always trip on videos, always, you'll get used to it. So there's a complex of 4 hostels which are individually on the booking apps you get online. And I got told by the receptionist, all owned by one guy, and she was saying that he's very rich, but he lives in Saigon, so he hardly ever comes down here. Now the main town itself of Mui Ne is further on down that way, which is where I'm going to go tomorrow. But yeah, this is very touristy. All the massages. Oh, more Russian. More Russian. Oh, that looks nice. Maybe one day. And there seems to be a lot of massage parlours going on. So I'm guessing this just goes on all the way up that way, and then again all the way down that way towards the main town. But I'm not seeing anywhere leading to the beach except to resorts. So I might have a wander across to see what the beach is like. So I thought I found an entrance to the beach, and I was going to go through here because big path, but there's just a little sign that says for outside guests who would like to use our beach and pool services, please contact our reception, and you've got to pay to go on the beach. Really? What happens if you swim around and you land on the beach? Is there someone there to take your money? Yeah, that's disappointing. I don't know what to do. But it is just one straight road all the way through. There doesn't seem to be anything else, and the hostel I'm staying is just up a side bank up a hill. So there doesn't seem to be anything further on back. All the hats. Is it time to treat myself to new hats? I mean, this one still says Cambodia. I've not been in Cambodia for about 3 weeks now. First impressions, and I've only been here a little while, not that long, probably about an hour, but it reminds me of Bali, Kuta, where tourism has taken over and it's just turned it from what was probably a nice beach town into a western paradise. And you know that on a night time, because today is Saturday, this place will be full of lights, full of people, full of bars. And as you know, I only drink once a week, and Saturday night is that night, which is probably why I've extended for another night. And I will be on my best behaviour tonight, and that's only because in the hostel complex there's actually 2 bars, of which I'll be partaking in one of them. Now you find that with backpackers when they come to Vietnam, that they'll go to Ho Chi Minh City, and that'll be the furthest south they go to. And obviously if you've been following me, I've been around the whole of the south of Vietnam and to the islands. And this place is on a map just above Ho Chi Minh City on the coast. That's probably why there's a few people, because there's so many tour buses coming here. So I've been walking down for about 15 minutes just to try and find out how to get down the beach. and this is the only road I have found. It's quite shocking. I did pass one place that had a little access to the beach, but just had a sign saying no outside guests allowed past this point. So they take their little individual beaches outside their resorts, hotels quite seriously. But I'm going to see the sea the first time in 8 hours. So I'm on the beach, and this is it. And all the resorts I've come past are all down there. So obviously the tide's in. They've got the better beaches, I don't know. There's so many people down there compared to hardly anybody around here. You can see it goes all the way down, and just over there is the town itself, which I'll be around tomorrow. But yeah, a lot of kite surfing. There's a lot of people down there. So this is the beach for the poor people and the backpackers like me. Try not get too wet. Don't know what to make of that. Beach for us, beach for them. But I do wonder that if the tide is right out and you walk across over there, will you get stopped? Get turned away? But the beach here is clean, it's tidy, there's no rubbish. I'll go try the sea, see how warm it is. Ooh! Ooh! That's quite nice. I was going to have a walk all the way along the tree beach, but at the very end there's a pier, sticky out bit that I don't think you can cross, but there's so much rubbish on that side, and all these are resorts, little bungalows there that will cost a pretty penny. You can see the sun starting to come down now already. So I'm going to head back to the hostel and give you a quick show of where I'm staying for the night. Sorry, 2 nights. This is the street that takes you towards the hostel. But I've just seen what's available to do around here. So you got the ferry stream, fishing village, white sand dunes. There's a camel and red sand dunes. So that's my plan for tomorrow without doing the tour. Do it myself. All you need is a map and a scooter. This is the hostel area, and up there you can see all the names of the hostels and the bars, which is all owned by the same guy. So there's this place here. Mui Ne budget, because I'm on a budget. And then, oh, hello. Girl, there was I just found a passport and was asking if it was mine. Nope. This is the girl. So, 8 beds, there's 2 bathrooms and 1 shower. And this is mine for the next 2 nights. But I'm not too sure about the place, as in the touristy end. It's after 2 weeks of being away from it, it's it just However, tomorrow is going to be a day of exploring on a scooter. All them places I saw on that little poster. So if you enjoy this video, if you enjoy the insight of Mui Ne, then you got to press that like button. If you want to see what I get up to tomorrow, then you got to press that subscribe button. But until the next time, bye bye for now.